shilling. That's only a 3.9, but it's a nice full rounded taste, so they say. Now it's never the same as when you get in the pub, because the last time I was in a pub was in the Royal Oak. Is it the Royal Oak? The Royal Arch down in Broy Ferry. And I had a pint of 80 shilling and a packet of peanuts, and it was just nice and smooth, and I went down a treat. But it's never the same as it comes out of the bottle. So here we go. Yeah, it's all right, man, but yeah, it's never the same. Now, it's funny because the smell, as soon as I started pouring it, it reminded me of my granddad. That's my mum's dad, because he used to sit in the kitchen and drink his pint of, or his can, he had the tins and then days of export, and he would sit there, and the smell, that was it. Always went, oh, the smell was awful, but we were young then, we didn't know any better. But yeah, this is okay, man, not bad, but I'd rather have a proper pint. So anyway, tonight for tea we're having tempura, battered fish. What's this one? This one's light and crispy. Oh well, it doesn't say what it is though. That's just a normal fish, and this one is a lemon and herb one. So I think I'll have the lemon and herb one, and Rosie can have the other one. Yes, fantastic. I do like fish, man. I must say, it's become a bit of my favourite meal actually. We'll have fish with these cheesy potato gratins, wonderful, from Asda, and then we have peas and sweet corn, or just whatever vegetables, but peas preferably. And it's this Young's Gastro fish, which is the one that we like. And it's the tempura. I'm not actually sure what tempura is, but everything's tempura battered. I've noticed they've got tempura battered prawns. That always appears on menus and things, so I'm not actually sure what I'm going to check it out, see what tempura is. I think it's something to do with the way the batter is made, because it comes out nice and crispy, and it's got this light batter on the top. So we're going to get stuck into this. Tea will be ready. It's now 10 to 5. The things went in the oven. Oh, it's time for the fish to go in. Right, here we go. Two completely different fish. Here's this one here. This is the normal one, the light and crispy one. That's that one. But then this one here, look at this one. This one's come out. This is the lemon and herb one. So that's the one I'm going to have. Yes, look at that. Oh, look, it looks a bit like the picture there, isn't it? Look, it's weird. So there we go. Yeah, look, it's just like the picture, isn't it? There we go. It could almost be the same thing. There we go. And this one here, light and crispy. You look like the box. Yes, you do almost. Yeah, not bad. Right, so they're going to put in the oven now. Right, folks, here's the frozen vegetables, the sweet corn and peas. I've actually got a rogue green bean. Look. Is that a pod? Is that a pod of a pea? Is that what that is? Right, folks, here we are for a quick lesson, basic tips on playing chess, and especially in the opening part of the game. It's always a bit of a, you know, what do I do? What's going on? Why is he moving up? What's going on? It's very frustrating, and there's so many different permutations that can happen, and they've all got names, and everybody, you know, the commentators are going, oh, he's using the Royal Lepers with a pawn diminished and all this kind of stuff. Or it's the English defence with, oh my God, you know, what's going on? So there are so many permutations, but basically the same principles apply to your opening, and that basically is to develop your pieces as quick as you can. You know, that basically just means get your bishop, your knight, and your what's the other one called, the rook. Try and get them out as quick as you can, man. It's called developing. It's quite important to get those pieces, because if you leave them behind, they get stuck or whatever, you can't move them and utilise them to their best ability. So let's just take a look at an example here. Right, folks, now I don't know if you can see this, but basically say the opening is just like this. This is a basic opening, right? The two pawns facing off with each other. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to start moving just anything. What you want to do is try and develop these minor pieces, what they call the minor pieces. That's your knight, your bishop, and your rook. So, you know, try and get your knight out. Maybe just say the opponent does that, right? Again, get another knight out, but try and look at what you're doing as well. Don't just move them randomly, but try and, you know, because when you move that, you think, well, that's defending the pawn, and that's attacking that pawn. So that's quite good. So say he gets his knight out. Again, bishop, there's a bishop coming out. He's out now. He's been developed, so he can obviously move back, or, you know, can go forward again or whatever. He's attacking the knight. Say the opponent brings his other knight out. Again, you want to try and develop as quick as you can. So you move this pawn to here to open up the diagonal there for the bishop to move. And just say he brings his bishop out to here. Again, there's your bishop. It comes out. It's being developed. and let's say he brings his pawn out to there. Now, another thing that you can do in chess is called castling, which is to defend your king. Basically, all the king has to do is move 2 squares, either to his left or to his right. Most of castling gets done on the king side, so you just move the king 2 squares, and then he comes around. The only way the king can't castle is if he's in check, or if he's what's the other one? I can't remember. If he's in check, or if he's already moved. Say he's already moved up to there and comes back again, he can't castle. And you can castle to the queen side as well, which is a bit more complicated, and that goes like that. So it's a strange rule. I know it's called castling, but it's a very peculiar rule, and I don't know why it's there. So basically, so you've got your pieces developed. Your king's in safe. That's the casting move. The king's in safe. The queen is yet to move out. And the queen is the most powerful piece on the board, so you want to try and keep her. Don't bring her out in the opening, because if she's out in the opening, then she can get attacked very early on, and she can get taken. So if you get the queen taken, it's more or less game over, man. So you want to save your queen for later on, because she can. Yeah, so she can move. Where's it gone? There it is. So she can move in she's the most powerful piece on the board. She can move in any direction she wants. So yeah, you've got your pieces developed, and you've got your pawn structure all nice and neat. So there you go. So that is a quick opening. Look at the 2 knights have been developed. The bishops are out and about, causing hassle. Your king's castled. There he is, nice and safe. The queen's yet to move out. So that's just a very basic opening. There we are. Right, so you've done your opening. Now your pieces are developed. The mid game, or the middle game, I think they call it, is where it all goes crazy, man. This is where you start getting things taken, and it's this is where your mind has to start working. You think, if I do this, he can do that, and then I can do this, and then I'll move over there. So it's really good to have a plan, some sort of form of attack in your mind. I like to attack. I'm an attacking chess player. I don't like the defending, where you move your bishop in front of your king in the corner, and you wait for your opponent to make a blunder. That if you make a mistake in chess, it's called a blunder. All right, so you don't want to be making any blunders. So it's really hard to concentrate. You've really got to keep your mind on the game and don't be distracted by anything. So try and formulate a plan, but be ready to change it at the slightest moment, because anything can happen. A move you never saw that the opponent's kept, and he does it, and you go, oh no, I never saw that, you know. So, but do try and concentrate. Keep your focus on the mid part of the game. And what you want to do is that you want to try and attack the centre of the board. This is where it all happens, because if you get your queen or bishops into the centre of the board, and they can create hassle. There's that word again, hassle. They can create havoc by being in the centre of the board, because they've got all different directions they can move in. So yeah, you're really focused on the centre of the board. And the pawns, now, even though they are just sort of like a very, very minor piece in the game, they do have an incredible job that they do, and they can be really effective in defending, and they can ward off certain attacks just by moving at one square. A pawn on the opening, it's a strange thing. You can either move 2 on his first move like this, so can I go 2 squares, or you can just move 1. But after he's moved, you can only go 1 square. These pieces are so light, you can just move 1 square after that. So you can either have a 1 or a 2, and then obviously it's just 1 after that. But when a pawn can only take in a diagonal, like this. So he can take in a diagonal. And now he's threatening the knight there as well. So it's all sorts of things you have to keep your mind on. So try and get the guy's queen. If you can take the guy's queen, the opponent's queen, then you're in there, man. You've got him. The king, obviously, is the thing you're aiming up to get. Kill the king, they say. There is the king. So you're going to try and checkmate him, what they call checkmate. You can check. Check is just where basically you've threatened the king. Like they say there, the bishop, for example, has got the king in check because that basically means you can take him with his next move. So you have to move the king out of harm's way. So this is where the pawns sort of come in there, because they can defend. You can hide behind the pawns like that, and the pawns can form a great defence. So even though they are a minor piece, the pawn is a very important part of the game, because they do the very first thing that you normally move in chess. The most common opening in chess, I shall show you. Here we go. Now, the way a chessboard is set up is like this. Okay, so you have your rook and the A and the H file. You've got your knight, bishop, the queen. The queen's on her own colour, always the queen on her own colour. Then you've got the king, and then bishop, knight, and rook, and then your pawns are at the front. Now, the most common opening in chess is e2 to e4. You've got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the most common move is e2 to e4. There it is. So what that pawn is doing basically is controlling this sort of area here. So that's why this center of the board is the most important part. And the answer that black normally gives is just the same. There it goes like this. So the two pawns face off, and then it's game on after that. So most replies to that would probably be the knight coming out, threatening the pawn. You see how that is? Because the knight moves in an L shape. And so you want to try and protect that. So he will probably bring his knight out over there. And that's protecting his knight. So if I was to take there, he would just take back. And I've lost a knight. And he's in command of the situation. So yeah, there's the most popular opening in chess. E2 to E4. That's the one. There it is. Now this chess set I got from Argos. There it is. There. It was only £8, but so it's made by Chad Valley, who are they make children's toys. The only thing is, man, it's made from some sort of really light wood. It's very light. The pieces are very light, so I found myself big clumsy me, been knocking the pieces over, or the skite across the board and everything. It's a pure nightmare situation because the pieces just seem to be too small for the board and too light, and they fall over quite easily. So that's the only negative I have about this chess set. The pieces are too light and delicate. So for a child's hands, God knows, they're throwing them all over the place. A child probably try and eat that and swallow it. It's quite small, man. So you have to be careful when children are about on this chess set. The board's actually not bad. The board's quite nice. So what I might do actually is just maybe keep an eye out, look out for a chess set somewhere. I just wanted what I wanted was what they call a Staunton. Is it Staunton or Staunton? Staunton, I think. Staunton chess set. He was the one that designed the basic chess set that you see on every board, with the bishop with a slice down his head thing. But yeah, that's what I really want to try and get a Staunton set. So I need to go on eBay maybe and have a look, see if I can find one. Sometimes you find them in charity shops. Or what I might actually do as well, I've asked Frank if you can maybe get Kirsty to make a little chess set with discs, for the pieces and everything. So yeah, maybe, who knows. Right, anyway, so that's it's okay, the chess set. The board's nice, the pieces are too light, but other than that, it's okay, not bad. Right, well, folks, now some of my videos just recently have ended really suddenly, so I do apologise about that, folks.